Hello there, I'm Sara Maude. I'm the founder of the Mind Solution International, and I'm here today to talk about World Sleep Day, which is on March the 17th. Now, as somebody who's worked as a professional hypnotherapist, I've helped numerous people over the last decade or so to achieve deep, quality, restorative sleep. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the advice that my clients have found really valuable, things that you can put into place straight away to improve the quality and the consistency of your sleep. The beautiful thing about sleep is that sleep is an intuitive ability. It's an instinctive ability, just like breathing is an instinctive ability. And you don't need to teach your instincts how to do something that they naturally know how to do. So if you have a sleep disorder or you struggle with sleep, it's less about teaching the body how to sleep and more about getting curious and exploring what are we doing that's compromising the body's natural ability. So one of the first things that I would always look at is where is your focus of attention when you're getting into bed? Where is your mind focused? If you've got a very busy mind, if you're ruminating over something that's happened that day, that week, if there's a lot of mental chatter, a lot of mental interference, then it's highly likely that your mind and your body are going to be in high range beta brainwave state, which is the body's survival response. And your body's not going to let you sleep if it thinks that there is a threat to your life. And remember, the mind doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat. So you chewing something over in your mind, you replaying a conversation, you jumping from one thing to the next, it will all act as a stimulation. And the thing with your mind is it likes to think. It likes to think that it's being helpful in thinking about something. So if you have got something on your mind, if you have got some kind of problem that you're facing, it's going to think about it. And the more you think about something, the more it's going to seem real. And the more it's going to keep you awake, because you're letting your body know something significant is happening here and we need to be prepared. We need to be prepared to freeze, fight, or flight. So really looking at where is your focus of attention when you're getting into bed. And also remembering that whatever it is that you have just been exposed to, whether it's a television program, whether you've been scrolling through social media, whether you've been and watched something at the cinema, our brain has to process all of that information. In fact, your brain is processing about 400 billion bits of information per second. That's a lot of information for the brain to be taking in. So if you've been watching something on, say, Netflix, and there's quite a lot of adrenaline and cortisol surging around your body because of what the stimulus is that you've been watching, again, expecting to be able to just get into bed and fall asleep. We need to calm everything down. We need to calm down the amygdala, which is part of the stress response. We need to calm down the central nervous system. And there's several different ways that we can do that. We can use journaling, pen, old-fashioned pen and paper is a really good way of climbing off emergency alert, of getting what's going on in here down on paper. And the more that we get into a regular practice of journaling, we can take pressure off the REM brain. And the REM brain, rapid eye movement, is dream sleep. And whilst we want to experience dream sleep, because dream sleep is a way of processing our thoughts and emotions so that we can start fresh tomorrow, we don't want to spend too much time in dream sleep and compromise the amount of time that we have in the delta deep restorative sleep, because it's in delta that the body's doing a lot of its housekeeping, and it's in deep sleep that we produce about 90% of serotonin. And serotonin is the happy hormone, if you like. It's responsible for regulating your mood, your appetite, your libido. It regulates your pain gates. It's a really key neurotransmitter in your system. So if we're not spending enough time in deep sleep, that's going to produce the production of serotonin. It's one of the factors of depression, actually, because people with depression have very overstimulated, busy, ruminating minds, which means that they can spend up to 4 times longer in REM sleep processing that emotional arousal, which compromises the ability to get that deep quality restorative sleep, compromises the production of serotonin. And like anybody, if we wake up and we're tired, it makes it much trickier for us to manage our emotional responses and manage our thought processes, to stop ourselves from jumping to conclusions and jumping to assumptions. So sleep really is so key, not just to our survival, but our mental performance. So looking at where your focus of attention is, using something like journaling, guided meditations, hypnosis recordings are an absolute winner. And if you don't already use them, then jump onto the link below and you can access our sleep toolkit, where you will find multiple hypnosis recordings by yours truly that I've been using with my clients for years. And these hypnosis recordings will just calm down the mind, calm down the body, get the mind and body working together to create the right inner conditions for sleep. What you will also find in the sleep toolkit are some sleep hacks like the 3-2-1 technique, and also one of my favorites, which is the bubble procedure. Now, the bubble procedure is taken from a modality called MAP. And what it does is it works with your superconscious mind to treat and neutralize all of the thoughts, the feelings, what's been going on for you during the day or even during the week, all the worries of the week, the stresses of the day. So it's like wiping the slate clean, calming everything down, processing it so you experience a much deeper quality sleep. So focus of attention, diet, everything that you put into your body is going to have a direct correlation on your sleep. So things like caffeine and alcohol. Well, alcohol, a lot of people say, oh yeah, but it relaxes me. It might get you to sleep a little bit sooner, but the liver is at its most active between 2 and 4 in the morning, which is one of the reasons if you've had a couple of drinks before you go to bed, you often wake up in the early hours of the morning and then you struggle to get back to sleep because your liver is active. It's trying to process all of that toxicity, all of that sugar in your system. Caffeine stays in the body for a lot longer than people realize, a good 12 hours. So not drinking caffeine after midday. But any diet that's not balanced, not clean, that's got too much sugar in it, too much processed food in it, if we're eating things late at night, we're going to experience a spike in our blood sugar levels at a time that we really don't want to experience it. So looking at your diet, working with a nutritionist, I've helped a number of people achieve much better quality sleep just by making some changes to their diet. Magnesium, getting a magnesium supplement into you. Magnesium actually supports over 500 different biochemical functions in your body, and it's a precursor to a number of different neurotransmitters. So thinking about melatonin, melatonin is the sleep hormone. We want magnesium in the body to help with the production of melatonin. So I would invite you to consult with either a trained nutritionist or go to a reputable health store and find yourself a good quality magnesium supplement and get that into you about 30 to an hour before sleep, 30 minutes to an hour before you go to sleep. It has been a real game changer for a lot of my clients and something that you can start to do now. So diet, focus of attention. Also, what I would invite you to look at is what is it that you're telling yourself about your ability to get to sleep? What's your sleep story? So something that I've observed in numerous people over the years is that they've often built up a sleep story about their ability to get to sleep. So the things that they've told themselves enough time and they've bought into, which have become beliefs. They're beliefs about, oh, I just can't get to sleep. Now, if you really believe I can't get to sleep, then guess what? Your thoughts are very powerful. It's going to provide a psychological barrier to you being able to get to sleep. If you tell yourself, I always wake up during the night, then again, guess what's going to happen? So looking at what is it that you're saying to yourself on a regular basis that's creating these beliefs about your ability to go to sleep. And if that is something that you're aware of, look at changing that language, changing the language, or working with somebody like an EFT practitioner or a professional hypnotherapist that can really help you to change that inner sleep story and get you back to doing what your body knows how to do. Now, managing stress is quite an obvious one, but what I would say is that the vast majority of people often don't realize that they are living in the stress response because it's become the norm instead of the exception. So take something like insomnia. Insomnia is the result of being in that high range beta brainwave state. So you're literally in constant survival. And as I mentioned, if you're in constant survival, your body isn't primed to go to sleep because it's not safe to go to sleep. So managing stress, again, you can work with numerous coaches and therapists that can help you identify what it is internally that's creating all of this mental interference. Stop clock watching. Now, a lot of my clients have talked about that when they've struggled with sleep, they've been very aware of their clock. And it's like, oh, it's 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock. And again, we're going to make that mean something. So as it sort of inches towards the time that you're due to get up, you become very conscious of, oh, I've only got 3 hours left, I've only got 2 hours left. It's going to create stress. And again, stress isn't what you want for sleep. So turn that clock around. And making sure that the environment that you are sleeping in is the right environment for you as much as possible. Is it cool? Is it dark? So hopefully that's given you some things that you can go away and you can start to do straight away. And you can hop on to the link, and for the price of a cup of coffee in the UK, you can gain access to some very powerful hypnosis recordings and tools and techniques that can help you achieve that deep, restorative, consistent quality sleep. So that's all from me, and sweet dreams.